ready for the co-main event of the evening. Making his way to the blue corner, Sadeck Sanon.
This right here is perhaps the most evenly matched fight on the card. I mean, this is a fantastic card. I mean, the pro fights are evenly matched. This one right here I had circled right away. Sanon Sadeck versus Garrett Carlson. Two warriors going at it. I'm really excited to see how this one plays out.
Yeah, I think one thing over the years that I have learned about the Chosen Few Fighting Championships, if nothing else, Josh Sterry's a matchmaker, and he finds ways to really put styles together that create interesting and exciting fights. And it's why when you have something like this happen tonight at the Chosen Few Fighting Championships, you get a packed house, you get a lot of people watching on TV because these are good action fights, and a lot of people were talking about this one with a chance to be the fight of the night. It is our penultimate pro fight of the evening, and that is Sadeck Sanon, who is coming to us via Chicago, Illinois, a record of 3 up and 2 down on the pro career of Sadeck Sanon. And his opponent tonight, Garrett Carlson, has also done pretty well for himself. He's off to a 3-2 start. So both guys with a record of 3 wins, 2 losses, really looking to stay ahead of the game and keep that winning record. So 4-2 looks a lot better than 3-3 as a pro. So a bit of a swing fight for both of our combatants here this evening. So here comes Sadeck Sanon into the cage.
You know, Sanon, for the last couple of years, had been at Rufus Sport. Now he's at Valley Flow Striking in Illinois. One thing that Sanon has that I think people should keep an eye on is he has big stage experience. He fought on PFL Challenger Series, you know, so he's fought some real tough guys.
Making his way to the red corner, they call him Mr. C. Garrett Carlson.
Some really good fighters in that PFL series. I tell you what, we saw one from the Chosen Few go there in Alex Gilpin, and he learned kind of the hard way. It was one opponent that kept him out of winning the whole thing because Gilpin was there, was doing well, but there was one guy he could not get over in that series. But there were tough fighters in that PFL.
Yeah, for sure.
On ESPN. So Sanon is in. Here comes Garrett Carlson, and Carlson, another hometown hero, has done, again, pretty darn well for himself. 3 up, 2 down, and ready to go tonight. I saw him actually before the fight. So the way that the Monona Terrace and where we're at is kind of laid out, we're in one auditorium. There's an adjacent auditorium, and the fighters can go in there and warm up. And while I was making my way through there, one thing that I saw was a very focused individual in Garrett Carlson, who, by the way, was warming himself by doing laps. I mean, he was just running around and around and getting himself ready for the fight tonight as we go to the tail of the tape between Carlson and Sanon, both coming in at 5 feet 11 inches, both 170 pounds. As Carlson is ready to go, Sanon's ready to go. We'll send it up to our cage announcer, Ken Bostetter.
This is the co-main event of the evening. 3 5-minute rounds in the professional MMA ranks, brought to you by Floors for Less. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He stands 6 feet tall, weighed in at 170 pounds. Holds a pro record, 3 victories against 2 defeats. Fighting out of Chicago, Illinois, representing VFS, Sadeck Sanon. His opponent, standing across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. Standing 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 170 pounds. He holds a professional record, 3 victories against 2 defeats. Fighting out of Madison, Wisconsin, representing Capital City MMA and Chosen Few Fight Team, Mr. C. Garrett Carlson. Your referee, Tom DeValis.
Carlson with a bit of a death stare. That's a game face if I've ever seen one. It's kind of funny when you see the different, I guess, faces of fighters. We saw Anthony Welch do nothing but smile. Garrett Carlson, all business, coming in right now and landing a kick here to get round number 1 going against Sadeck Sanon.
It's going to be interesting to see where this fight plays out. Garrett will stand and trade with anyone. Sadeck, he likes to strike, but he can put you against the fence and really wear on you. You got to think the power and the wrestling is going to go to Garrett. Maybe the fluidness of the striking will go to Sadeck.
So possible interesting styles. Styles make fights, and that's always true. And so when you have styles that kind of match up and you get some good action and some good fights, and Carlson, you talked about his ability to wrestle. He's going for a takedown there, but a good block by Sanon to stop himself from going to the mat. Now Carlson will land a right, and Sanon countering with a kick, and there's one from Carlson as well. Both fighters coming in tremendous shape. Sanon, by the way, one of those guys with big, calves, and he's also got really big quads as well.
For sure.
Strong legs will do you well in most sports, and MMA is no different. Good 1-2 there, and then a kick that landed flush, much to the delight of this packed house here at Monona Terrace. Good exchanges of blows early on in this co-main event between Carlson and Sanon.
It just feels like it's going to be the first one to just make the slightest mistake. Both guys are, reading each other and finding the range. Garrett in deep, and good takedown defense by Sadeck.
Yeah, I think Carlson would love to be able to take Sanon down, but he has not been able to do so early on here in the first round. Good kick there by Sanon. Both guys continuing to strike center of the cage. Both guys seemingly comfortable to do so. But like you talked about the fluidity of Sanon, he's probably just a little bit quicker on those punches and kicks so far. Carlson, though, with a good counter, lands a left as well. Now another 1-2 by Carlson. That's scored 2. Both guys using good combinations here. Good follow-up and a kick by Carlson brings Sanon to the cage. Carlson again looking for some kind of way to get a takedown and get this fight down on the mat. Sanon having nothing of it, using his knee as well and pushing his weight up against Carlson. Good knee once again, and that one might have done some damage.
Sadeck is very comfortable fighting in this position. He's had a couple fights where he was able to hold his opponents up against the fence, win on points. Garrett's got to get his back off the cage.
Very vocal corner for Sanon. As seems to be listening to what the coach is telling him. The coach seemed pretty excited about that move there by Sanon. Both guys right now using quite a bit of energy here in round number 1. We're down to our final minute of this first round of our co-main event.
Very close round.
Absolutely. Some of these rounds have been pretty hard to score. We saw that in the Huff and Edwards fight. Luckily tonight we've had a lot of finishes. They haven't gone to the judges' car. In fact, the Huff and Edwards fight, the only one that has, and that was a split decision.
Close rounds like this, it makes me happy I'm not a judge.
Yeah, absolutely. Because sometimes when it's this close, it's almost like a coin flip is what it feels like. And then it depends on what the judge really favors. Do they favor a guy who's the aggressor? Do they favor the guy that got more damage? whatever that they're looking at, that's what they're going to score it on. As a good left there by Sanon. And sometimes these final 10 seconds can really sway it one way or another if a guy can finish with a flurry. Sanon trying to land a kick to the head of Carlson was blocked, and that ends a spirited round number 1. Close round. We'll replay some of the action and tell you more about it when we get back right here on Television Wisconsin. Kane Rizzo and Damian Decora talking with Garrett Carlson. Let's check out what some of these fighters are going through in the first round. And good action from both guys as both were able to exchange blows, grapple a little bit. Very tight round.
Yeah, I mean, it was, in my opinion, 50-50 on the feet. You know, both guys landed some hard low kicks, a couple punches. Yeah, like I said, I wouldn't want to be a judge in the first round. I mean, it's just a real close round.
That was a tough one to score. These guys coming in pretty even. I mean, height, weight, the same. Records, the same. Styles a little bit different, but they match up pretty well. And right now we got ourselves one even fight as we head to our second round, scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds here in the co-main event of the evening. Well, I'm not sure if that was any water that was on Sanon or if that's just all sweat. My goodness.
That's all sweat right there.
That is crazy. That is a large amount of perspiration off of Sanon.
Nice flurry from Garrett right there.
Looking for damage on the faces of both fighters. Both fighters holding up here pretty well into round number 2. Another left by Sanon. And now a kick as well backs Carlson up, and then Carlson coming forward. Boy, caught a jab right to the nose. Carlson trying to hit on combos, but Sanon doing a nice job of defending both. Both guys content to do some striking here at the beginning of round number 2. And now Carlson getting in close, trying to use his knee.
Nice short elbow from Sadeck right there.
Both guys doing a good
nice
job.
Return from Garrett, yeah.
Yeah. Both defensively, offensively, we're seeing a lot of good fighting from both guys here this evening. Again, very evenly matched round, much like round number 1. Sanon seems to keep Carlson off him when he's using that jab a little bit more. The jab comes in spurts and then it goes away, and I'm not sure why.
Nice straight left.
Carlson now trying to counter, got an uppercut in there.
Carlson does a great job of dirty boxing when he gets in close. He pulls down that head, he just rips uppercuts.
Now Sanon, 1-2, 1-2. Into Carlson, good combination by the southpaw from Chicago. Carlson with a good right, kind of staggered Sanon, yeah, pushed him back a little bit, but Sanon recovering well. Good body shot there by Carlson. One thing that we have not seen a lot of that we saw in the Huff fight are those body shots. Halfway through round number 2.
Sneaky elbow there, and Garrett returns. This is that dirty boxing that Garrett loves to do.
Seems very comfortable at it. And then Sanon doing a good job as well of keeping him at distance a lot of times.
Yeah.
By using that leg and then that jab as well.
You know, good technical defense by both guys. You know, they're getting their hands up, they're blocking the high kicks. A good head movement. This is a dog fight right here.
Absolutely. Good exchange of blows. Both guys, I mean, this is another round where I'm not sure how you score this one. This is a tough round here. I mean, somebody has got to come through, maybe land a bigger shot, a little more damage, stagger somebody, get a takedown, something like that would help the judges out in their decision-making process.
Yeah, I'd like to see when that 10-second buzzer clicks. I'd like to see somebody really kind of go for it and steal the round.
Because this is another even one. Carlson feints there. Sanon walking him down. We've seen Sanon walk Carlson down, and then Carlson turn around and walk Sanon down. I mean, they're both doing it. Now maybe the better of the scraps is going to Sadeck Sanon. Backing Carlson up, using the knee, good straight and left as well. But Carlson coming right back now. And he's walking down Sanon. Landed a right. Good left there by Sanon as again both fighters trading blows in the center of the cage. Carlson follows up with a combination. Sanon back to the 1-2 and then a good knee and a takedown there, and that might be enough right there for Sadeck Sanon to steal this second round.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it was as close as it could get. That right there is going to steal the round unless Garrett can escape. And
he would have to counter here in the final 10 seconds of round number 2. Trying to get back to his feet, he does, and catches a kick for his troubles. Wow, 2 very evenly matched rounds. We will head to the third and final round from Chosen Few Fighting Championships number 23 on TVW. Taking a look at Garrett. Carlson's got a small cut under his eye. That shouldn't be too much of a problem. We'll also take a look at action from the second round. Sadeck Sanon with a takedown and a knee towards the end of the round. Right there is the takedown that might have won the round for Sanon. I talked with Judge Gabriel Sabetis during the round. I mean, he said these are razor thin rounds to score.
Yeah, for sure. I think that was enough to steal it. First round, who knows? It could be 2-0 Sadeck. It could be 1-1.
Yep.
We just don't know.
So the third and final round coming up right now. And we'll see if one guy can gain the advantage here. Both guys seem to be in pretty darn good shape. Nobody gasping for air. Both fighters holding up well here, even though they both sustained damage.
And he got that little foot sweep again to start the round out. You know, I know a lot of times when the rounds are close, the corners will tell them you're down 2.
Right.
You know, we need you to finish, which is a good strategy. You know, you got Garrett here holding on to this single.
Sanon able to land a couple of shots, then Carlson comes back to his feet, adjusts the mouthpiece, was able to land a right, now misses with a right. And Sanon trying to go back to that 1-2. But that knee has been probably one of the more effective tools for Sanon, and there's Carlson trying to go back to that dirty boxing.
Those knees are nasty.
Yeah, those have been maybe the most effective tool that Sanon has had. And then Carlson, the good kick. But there it is. When they get close like that, Sanon favors going to that knee. And the knee has been working.
Nice sneaky elbow there. Garrett returns.
Good stuff again from both fighters. Off to another even round here in round number 3. And now Sanon maybe getting a little bit better of Carlson using those knees. Carlson reverses it, puts him back on the fence. Man, oh man. Sanon continuing to size up Carlson. 1-2, 1-2 seems to be his mantra and what he's leading with. And when he does that, it allows him to use those knees. 3 more minutes in this one. Unless we get a finish, and in this sport, you never know.
Yeah, it's a game of inches.
Absolutely. One mistake, and you lose the fight. It's always that quickly. Most of this fight has been done with both guys on their feet. Dirty boxing, knees. We've seen conventional boxing, lots of 1-2s, kicks. But what we have seen is a lot of even fighting. And now Sanon with another takedown.
That's
Second
big.
of the fight for him. Absolutely, especially in such a close fight. Those are the points you want. Now a little pound action there by Sanon.
Garrett was looking for the armbar. Now he throws up the triangle. The thing about it is right now both these guys are incredibly slippery from the sweating.
Absolutely, as Sanon got a hammer blow in. Lands another one as well. Carlson doing his best to try to evade some damage here in the final 2 minutes of the last round. Corner trying to urge Sadeck to use elbows here. We haven't seen that. Just saw a good left right there by Sanon, scoring with that left. But now the corner really
Garrett
trying
rolling
to
for a
urge
knee
him to
bar.
use the elbow. Yeah. Sadeck, though, continuing to work. Carlson now bleeding profusely from his nose and right underneath the eyes. I think that's the nose that's really kind of opened up. Blood everywhere now. We're in the final minute of the third round. As Carlson holding on here, is that an armbar that he's got in?
Carlson working for, yeah.
Looks like he might
Straight
have
knee
it
bar.
as Sanon kind of caught here, is able to slither out of it. Boy, oh boy, that was almost big trouble right there. The crowd was kind of sensing it, but Sanon able to slip away.
You know, it's interesting to see here. You know, Sanon got the takedown, and Garrett has been threatening with submissions. You never know how the judges look at this. I love it when judges score fights correctly when there's a takedown and there's not much done with it versus someone threatening, and that could be this in the third round here.
Absolutely, as Carlson almost with a chance to end this fight. Instead, it will go to the judges. Man, oh man, what a battle between these two, and one heck of an even fight between Carlson and Sanon. We will find out what our judges think right after this on Television Wisconsin. Everybody getting their stuff together here after 3 hard-fought rounds between Sanon and Carlson. We look at action from the third round, as right here Carlson looking for a way to kind of end this fight in the third round. You talked about Sadeck getting the takedown, but Carlson almost had a couple of finishes.
Yeah,
there,
it was
didn't he?
close. I mean, he was really cranking on that. Like I said, you know, a lot of the sweat, that plays a huge role in the later round submissions. Both men left it all in the cage, that's for sure.
Absolutely, really good fight between these two. A lot of technical aspects being shown, and probably, we're guessing, razor-thin scoring as well. A fight that can go either way. Let's hear from Ken Bostetter.
We go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. All 3 judges score this contest 29-28 for the fighter. Fighting out of the blue corner, Sadeck Sanon.
Unanimous decision for Sadeck Sanon, winning by 1 point on all 3 judges' scorecards. It was that close of a fight. Great fight by both guys. Both guys showing offense, defense, and an array of talent up there in the cage. So Sanon, a winner. That means we are up to our main event of the evening.
Hey,
JT
Sadeck.
Schulte,
Come on
Austin
over, man.
Luchin coming up next on TVW.